And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show, and this is going to be episode 151. So I hope you guys had a great day, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend as well. The Super Bowl is going to be on this Sunday coming up at the time of us doing this episode of the MSK show. So I hope you guys are going to have a great time at your Super Bowl parties. My team is in the Super Bowl, Philadelphia Eagles. So we will definitely take down Patrick Mahomes and make sure to bring home the trophy. You know, I always look at myself as a winner. So when I see my team lifting up the trophy all together, once again, like when they defeated the Patriots back in 2017, I'll be very, very happy. Now, if they lose to the same team again, like they did back in 2023 at that Super Bowl, I'll be pretty angry. Probably want to get a rope and end it, but I'll be around. As you guys know from the group chat today, I had a really extremely bad day. Basically, long story short, I don't have a debit card for about a week, and I'll be able to get a temporary one around Monday, when the bank opens, but I'll be basically inactive with funds for a little bit until, Wednesday when everything can come back fully together. So yeah, my day's been terrible. So I just, want to talk and do the show because earlier I got home early enough to watch Scream, and I still plan on doing that. We're still going to do it. It's just, I was just not in the right mindset to watch a movie and like freaking review it and dissect it on the show. I just literally after that happened, I was like, I'm just going to take a nap, because I'm just too angry right now, and just go lay down and chill. So that's pretty much my day, guys. But I did get off work early, so I guess that was a bonus in and of itself. And I saw a mom with 3 kids, and I was like, you know what? Definitely not having kids after watching these guys. Not happening. Still, my answer is still the right one that I picked for myself. No kids. And Syfax's cat is trying to attack his TV. Or look at the TV.
She does. Now that I've been playing like space stuff in the background, she just swats at the lights. But I mean, that's
my God,
too.
You need a new cat. That's how it is.
I mean, all cats do that. It's just whatever. If as long as she's on that TV, it's better than when she's in front of my monitor right here, because then I just can't see anything and click around, and it's terrible. So I'll let her go mess with that TV. Have fun.
Yeah. So the other thing I wanted to bring up, because we were talking about this actually in the group chat, is people who are generally disingenuous. Actually, people like Melanie Mack, who I did an episode of the MSK show on this person already. Still tempting to just make it a topic in another show and just go down that rabbit hole again, because the hypocrisy is just like, it knows no bounds. Women will literally say the most absolute dumbest shit, even though they know they don't believe that, but they're just saying shit to just kind of look a certain way. A lot of girls do that. People think I'm just like sexist when I say these things. This is what women do. Women will say things just for an image, because they know, given how attractive they may look, guys are just going to believe them because they're women. This is really how it is. If you guys don't think they know that, you're an actual retard. They know that. You don't know that because you think they're a sweet, nice, innocent girl who can't do anything wrong, So the more you come to that realization that, they are essentially, using you and tricking you and treating you like shit, the more you'll become like me. Jaded, hot, rich, good looking with a Lamborghini, and you have sex with like a lot of women during the week, And Syfax believes me about that last part, not the first one.
Nope, not at all. But usually I stay out of any of the internet drama between people, and I'll see some post every now and then. I'm like, oh, they said another stupid thing, but I feel like it's almost every day now between like Melanie Mack or somebody, Melanie Mack, what's that other guy's name? John De La Rose, whatever. They're always out there just saying some stupid shit. And I'm like, what is going on, man? Like,
hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Well, are you really bullshit, Warren, or are you bought and paid for, Warren?
What?
All right. So, yeah, the thing with a lot of this bullshit is coming around just so many different angles that are just stupid. Like, okay, here is what I said on the last episode. We talked about Melanie Mack. Okay, so I didn't disagree with her on the aspect of like, yeah, did a lot of this disgusting stuff that the media push infect people? Yes, I actually agree with that to a certain extent. Like, yes, women not being virgins and having a lot of different ways they grow up now didn't make the quality of women go down. But like a lot of people agree with that anyway. That's not That's not some like crazy position to have, you know? Yeah, you know, that's just how it is. Girls are, you know, getting piped down pretty hard these days. Some doing trains, some doing orgies and all that stuff. You know, keep in mind, girls were doing this stuff before, it was just a lot more not as in the open and a lot more like talked about, right? The big problem here specifically is what happens when that becomes such a big thing, and what happens when that starts hurting everyone. It's not exactly hurting everyone if a girl just gets freaking what blown out by 30 dudes, but that starts to be a problem when this lady is start talking about getting in a relationship and thinking that some random dude should just accept her as she's just been
well, that and she also starts promoting that lifestyle.
Yeah.
She starts promoting it and endorsing it and say, oh, you know, ladies, you should do this, you know.
Yeah, because that's the big problem. Is it's one of these things where feminism at a certain point pushed women they don't need men, they can do all the stuff on their own. We'll get people need to understand when it comes to all these different conversations, there just has to be so much nuance added to each point. It's really not black and white. Women promiscuity is much different than men promiscuity. It just is. We are not, men and women aren't equal. We're not the same. Okay. I don't know who told you that. That's a lie. We're literally not equal because just off a strength, just a strength aspect. I'm talking about body, anything, just strength aspect. We're stronger than women. Okay. We're not equal. That is literally not how equality goes. Okay.
Well,
50-50 in relationships really doesn't work either. You know, you guys get told some bullshit. Who told you this stuff growing up? People lied to you. I feel so bad for you guys because you guys are just repeating what you've heard. I forgive you. You were just lied to. Open your minds. Literally open your minds. I've gained so much knowledge that I am such a genius at this point. My IQ has shot up to like 300. My brain has amassed so much information and knowledge that pathetic humans cannot even possibly comprehend the knowledge that I have.
Then why do you still play League?
Yeah, when it comes to some of those women, man, one of the best sayings I've ever heard is like, you know, any lock that can be opened by any key, or if a lock can be opened by any key, that's a shitty lock, but a key that can unlock any lock is a good key, you know? And that's kind of the difference when it comes to promiscuity or whatever. And plus, you know, men have it a lot harder to be able to go sleep around like that, unless you just have like a fuck ton of money and you just like live on a yacht or something. And sure. But yeah, not everyone gets to do that.
Yeah, it's just, you know, people have a lot of different upbringings, but there is a common normality among it you can derive from. So like if she would say something like, well, OnlyFans is degenerate, well, yeah, most people would say it's degenerate. Most people would say porn is degenerate. Now, the thing that I always draw the line at is, okay, so this is just a way that I thought about stuff throughout the years, because people have this, I'll say men and women, they all do this. Men and women have this thing about them where they will blame everything else and a kitchen sink but themselves for why something has happened. Most of the time, things that have happened to you are your fault. Okay. Now, if you have a porn addiction, not saying I do, I get sex a lot from a lot of women, as you can tell, because I'm a Chad, a giga Chad. That's what the kids say nowadays. At a certain point, it's not the porn that's ruining you. You're ruining yourself. You can't control yourself. You don't have any self-control. You know, people will say, "Oh, it's this porn is the reason why I can't function in life." No. That because why didn't you function in life before then? Because people will say, where was your life going before then? People just blame everything but themselves. Your life sucks because you make it suck. You made bad decisions. I know plenty of people addicted to a lot of things that aren't crazy with them. Most people would say, I'm addicted to comic books. Okay, do I buy so much comic books I can't pay my rent? No, obviously not. You see a difference between that is? Or like you'll have men that'll buy like a lot of expensive shoes. Do people buy expensive shoes to the point where they can't pay their mortgage? No. Do you buy, I don't know, people that have car addiction. That's really expensive. Holy shit. Do people buy enough cars to the point where they can't pay off their bills? You see, there's a clear difference between having self-control versus knowing what your priorities are versus actually letting that addiction ruin your life. That's a you problem, though. If you even draw the line at the that's a you let that happen. You can't control yourself. Has nothing to do with the addiction. That's a you thing. But yeah, go ahead, Warren.
Yeah, I was gonna say all of that stuff actually kind of it can get lumped under. I don't know what the, you know how alcohol is to alcoholism. What is shopaholicism? Is that or shopaholism? I'm trying to think of what the word. Yeah, for like alcoholics is to alcoholism as to shopaholics is to what's. That I don't know what the word for it is. I think it's something like shopaholism. But yeah, everything, all that stuff gets lumped under there, and there are people that do that. But it's just, that's again, it's it's still a destructive habit, and it gets to the point where it really you're only destroying yourself.
Like there's people that go out and drink a lot, but a lot of them don't let it ruin their lives completely. There's plenty of people that go to bars, plenty of people go to nightclubs, drink and dance and blow women's backs out.
Yeah, I mean,
someone that's worked in blue
Jesus
collar
drank
most of
wine.
my life, man. There's many people on those sites that are just high functioning alcoholics. Like, yeah, they probably drink too much, but they still get to their jobs and they pay all their bills.
Yeah, like
Yeah, alcoholism. I will say alcoholism comes in many forms, just as shopaholicism. Shopaholism comes in many forms as well.
Yeah,
Shit,
it's
I
pick a
fucked up
vice,
that sentence.
whatever the vice is, as long as if you don't take it to the extreme, it's fine. Like
Yeah.
if it's crippling you, then
Some-
maybe you need to cut back on that shit.
It also, like, alcoholism manifests differently across different people. Some people, they have one drink and they can't stop, and they just binge drink until they pass out. Other people, they just drink a lot over the course of the day. Other, but they can't go without it during the day. And some people, I mean, they don't get just completely blasted, but they can't stop at one. And usually you see it, you see it has a negative effect on their relationships and their ability to interact with other people, because it makes them insufferable. And I'm explaining this from experience, because I know people that are like this.
Yeah, like okay, so how many
especially in corporate America, you run into people with, especially in the fucking. I'm gonna go off on a little bit of a rant here, especially in the fucking marketing department. Okay,
oh god,
so the women in the marketing departments are fucking batshit drinkers. Okay, and they will sit there and they'll be like, "Oh, Warren, like we're going to this bourbon event after this expo is over. You want to come?" And I'll be like, "Okay, yeah, sure." And they'll like bully, they won't bully me into it, but they'll kind of encourage me into it. And then it goes from the bourbon event to it goes from happy hour to the bourbon event, and that's at two different locations. And then afterwards, because what is it? Because by then it'll be around like 10 o'clock. Then the party will shift from the bourbon event to the hotel, because the hotel has a bar, and so everyone's everyone's on their like 9th glass of Chardonnay for the evening, and all they've had to eat is just hors d'oeuvres. And so
It's on to the afters after that, after parties from there, like.
The after party at that point, it's by the time the drinking at the hotel bar finishes, it's midnight.
Yeah.
And then the next morning, you see the marketing department slog in. They're popping freaking Tylenol. They got whiskey in their coffee, dude.
That's not what I do after the after party. After I blew that girl's back out and sniffed meth out of her asshole, I just went home like nothing happened.
Right?
You guys don't believe me, do you?
No, man. Nobody believes your stories.
Dude, I literally drove a Lamborghini.
As someone who's actually done stuff like that, we never actually talk about that stuff.
That's
how I know you're lying.
I took my Lamborghini to Vegas and I had a good time with some OnlyFans women. I just got it like that. You
should have taken it to MegaCon. By the way, shout out to everybody at MegaCon right now. That looks freaking awesome.
I always get not saying jealous, because that's not really what I do, but I always get a little envious because it's MegaCon is always really close to the Vegas meetup, and the Vegas meetup I went to it last year. It's really fun. If all things happen the way I think they're gonna happen, I will be there. I'll be having sex with a lot of hookers like I did last year. Going to some parties, going to some nightclubs. I'll be the dude that'll be on the Facebook, not Facebook, on the reels where you go up to the girls and you be like, "Hey, where would you like a guy to leave it at?" Or you'll go up to be like, "Hey, rate me on a scale of 1 to 10. Just little fun stuff. I'll have Cyfax be my cameraman. Come on, man. We can make it happen.
See, the difference is when I go to those things, I get invited to go with the people throwing them. They're not inviting you, man.
Are you saying I'm not cool enough? Are you saying I'm not cool enough? I'm not in the cool kids club.
Be like, Sai, you can come, but That weird guy over there, he's not allowed. Come on.
I want to
Damn,
go to a
man.
meetup at some point. I hope one thing I do hope. I hope Jay, Drunk 3PO. I hope he goes back to Fan Expo Philly this year. Because he was there last year. And I mean I think it was just him and like a few other guys. But I would, I would like something that's like in my neighborhood because I wasn't making it out to MegaCon because I had a convention appearance last week and I don't want to blow all the money I made there on tickets to Florida and stuff or a hotel fare in Florida.
Yeah, usually I always go to the
yeah.
Vegas one, but one of these years I'll save up and either do like the Dallas one or go to Florida because those ones always seem slightly bigger. Like the Vegas ones are cool and all, but then you're in Vegas, man, and you're gonna want to gamble and shit, and then I get into a lot of trouble. So stay away from that shit.
By the way,
Even the last
normally
couple times I've won a bunch of money, so that's good.
yeah. I'll also another side note. Normally, I don't really endorse gambling, and I know it's a bad idea to endorse gambling on a live stream. And I see MSK's eyes getting big. Don't worry, I'm about
no,
to give. I'm about
I don't
to give
recommend gambling, but if good luck if you do.
But the Super Bowl is tomorrow, and we all know the Chiefs are gonna freaking win anyway. Because freaking
No, they're not.
no,
Eagles are
because
winning.
bro,
We're gonna bring the trophy home.
Okay,
wouldn't
look,
it be like
first of all,
the first
okay.
time in NFL history that a team did that or something like 3 years in a row or some shit?
Yeah, something like that. It's first of all, I want to make it clear: State Farm and T-Mobile and all the all of the sponsors for Mahomes and Travis Kelce and that freaking the coach for the Chiefs, they're all paying for the Chiefs to be Super Bowl champions. Okay, so they're already not losing. Additionally, okay, I do respect the Eagles, but let's be honest. Donald Trump is president now. They're gonna call the National Guard into Philly if y'all riot. Because we know how Philly goes. All right, we know how Philly plays.
They win another Super Bowl, the whole city might just burn to the ground.
Yeah. So, but like I said, Trump's in office now. He will make the city call the National Guard in. He'll find some leverage or something to put. He'll find like a pressure point to poke so that they call in the National Guard. So we know y'all are gonna have fun even if you do win. Like
I just find it funny that they think that Trump's going to go to go to the Super Bowl and they're going to boo him. And it's like, dude, have you seen when he goes to the UFC? It's all love for that guy, man. It's like it's going to be a giant stadium just erupting. There's going to be a couple people trying to throw boos, but it's going to get drowned out. Crazy.
Yeah. Despite what the media has told you, Trump is doing very well with the.
He's oddly very popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. He went from like a villain to like a hero in the span of like what 7 years. Crazy, right? 7-8 years or whatever since 2016. Because it's crazy because he was more vilified during his first term than this one. The first term was just you guys just had to be
afterwards
there
too. Yeah, and then afterwards.
You guys just had to be there with that first term. That was when the world legit might have been on fire when he was president. I'm not lying.
Yeah, no, and it was my gosh, it was phenomenal. I remember being in high school and watching him just say the most out of pocket stuff to interviewers, to people he was, to the people he was debating, to the moderators, and it was just like, my gosh. Like, no, but we had never seen anybody dare to speak that way to, like during a campaign. I mean, you saw the mudslinging, you saw
the
like
way that he talks to reporters. You've seen him like even recently. He's just like, "Hey, just shut up real quick."
Yeah. Great, the one that really popped off was the whole "you're fake news." Because let's be honest here, that's true though. Like that has actually aged so much better than even a lot of the policies that he implemented when he was president. Like why he got the economy the way it did. I think what a lot of people gravitated to is what I initially did gravitate to. It's just a guy that was just being honest with you. You were just telling it like it is. And a lot of people wanted that. But a lot of people at the time didn't know that they wanted that because they had been so fooled by what it was before. They just couldn't. I think this is what it was. A lot of people just couldn't believe that they were being lied to the whole time.
I saw
these were
somebody was talking about like the amount of views that like mainstream media is getting, and one of the main ones, I don't know if it was CNN or something, but they were like under 100,000 one of the last months, and it's
Yeah.
like, dude, there's random people who do like trolling videos that get more than that. Just a random YouTuber dude just talking shit about comics or something.
Yeah,
It
if
gets
Gary
more
from
views
Nerdrotic
than
does,
all of your news
FNT gets
does.
more.
Good job.
Yeah.
Fox News has less than
FNT
200,000. Fox News has
That's-
less than 200,000 like
that's not good.
concurrent viewers right now. It's crazy. That
Mhm.
like
Yeah,
the
most
main
people just catch all their stuff online. It's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
look, he had the lowest TV ratings, and it's like, yeah, but he had 88 billion people watching him on X.
Yeah, that was
I think
also
he's doing just
disingenuous.
fine.
That was also disingenuous too,
Or
where a lot of the
88
media
million.
outlets were
Or
like,
80,
"Hey,
100,000.
he has
whatever.
like very low
Getting them
TV
mixed up.
ratings." That's the problem, guys. No one really has TV anymore. So just
Yeah.
this is the reason why the media is not trusted. So there was a story that came out, I think about was like a day after Trump got his inauguration, where they were like, "Well, he's had like one of the lowest inauguration, streams on TV." Well, if we know, so it's not if we know this. A lot of people do not have traditional cable anymore. So just by just sheer amount of just less people with TV, he would obviously have less people. That's not because maybe he's a bad person, has nothing to do with anything. Less people have the product, so it's going to result in less people watching said product. That's just a
I
one
don't know
plus one
anybody
equals
that
two.
has traditional television anymore. Even
I
like
don't.
my
Just
mom and her,
a
like
few
her
people.
friends, and they're all in their 60s and 70s and shit. And it's like none of them even have traditional television. They all just go through their apps and stuff.
Hi,
Like, my
gamer
mom
chick.
pretty much only watches Netflix and shit.
Hi,
That's
lady.
about it.
You ready for a date tonight? I
What
can
up?
take you out and rizz you up, and we can have some hot sex in my place. Later on. Consensual, obviously, if I ask. Because I'm a gentleman. That's what you do. That's what you should do. Got Emperor Trump for 4 years. Hi, Emily. How you doing? Hi, Michael. Michael, stay away from gamer chick. She's mine. I keep her locked away in a cage away from you. People wanted someone they could relate to and would keep their promises. Trump has set a new precedent of the government should actually do their job and keep promises.
Of course, MSK is going to try to be on his best behavior now that there's a woman in the chat.
Not even close. You don't know. That means you don't know me. Time to start talking about how trash women are again. That's just going down that road again. No.
Wait, who's Bubby? Who's Bubby? She said, "Sorry, Bubby wants to destroy your ass."
She thinks I'm gay, and she thinks I want to have a dude destroy my ass.
She's right.
I literally have sex with women.
Yeah, but when they're not working, they usually go by a men's name.
That's just not how that works. That's crazy.
They come from Thailand.
No, okay, those are lady boys. But it's crazy. The lady boys don't believe they're women. They just believe they're still dudes.
Yeah, I've seen those videos. They're like, "No, I'm lady boy," and it's like, okay, well, at least you're not that disillusioned. And it's like it's kind of more part of their culture and stuff.
Yeah,
like a lot of that, like the Asian theater and stuff. It would be a lot of men dressing up as women to do a lot of their theater and stuff. So it was like part of their culture. And now it's like over here though, it's like no, there's dudes who look like me who just shave their fucking all their beard off and they're like, I'm a woman now. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Like, it's crazy. I have no idea what's going on with half those people. And now there's with all the Trump stuff, he was just like, no, there's only two genders, and they're freaking out, which I find great. Yeah, you saw that one lady she's in the government or whatever, and they called her up, but they were like, or she's been going by she, and they were like, yeah, Mr.
Oh, I saw that.
That was great.
From Delaware. What's his name?
Yeah,
what's his
Delaware
name? McCabe. Yeah.
They're like, yeah, this gentleman right here, Mr. whatever, and then it's just a dude all dressed up in a chick's outfit, and it's like, oh man.
Yeah, no,
must be rough.
Like, you heard the name, and if you keep up with Capitol Hill, I mean, if this
is that the
like
one that's like going against the bathroom stuff?
Yeah, like if you keep up with Capitol Hill, you hear the name and you recognize him, and you're like, oh shit. And he gets up there and he just has to, and he's quiet and he takes it. Yeah, like it. Yeah, I saw that clip. I was
real hard if they went off. It was like, yeah, you're proving their point.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. I did not give Michael permission to sub to Gamer Chick. No one should be going over there and supporting a woman. We don't support women here. We only support men. I build men up, I make them as good as they can be, and then you can get women from my influence. Actually, that's how it works here. You know.
Yeah,
Warren
man,
agrees.
I've gotten at least 1, maybe 2 subs from your channel, man. It's been very influential.
Hey, to be fair, it's 2 more subs than you had before.
Well, considering one might have been you, I don't know if that's.
Yeah, you know, okay, so at that point, you had 1 more sub than you didn't have before.
Yeah, if I get invited to people's channels and they don't sub to me, I'm like, man, they're never inviting me back. It's all good.
I learned earlier on that, you know, I like people that we stream with. I do enjoy doing podcasts and stuff, but I don't ever really look at the aspect of like a peer subbing to me, because I would like to treat a peer or like a person that I do shows with, say co-host, is like, I want to also still convince you I'm worthy of your time to watch my content, like genuinely, you know, because a lot of people feel like when they go on someone's shows they have to watch them because they're just there. It's like, no, if you don't
if I
like
get invited to
do,
people's
fine.
stuff, I'll watch a couple of their videos, and once I'm subbed to them or whatever, it's like maybe I'll catch one if it's about something I'm actually interested in. Because some people's channels is just stuff that I'm not particularly interested in. It's like, yeah, if we're on a panel, I'll be fine with you. It's no problem. But it's the stuff you talk about isn't the stuff I'm interested in. So I'll still sub to you, but don't get me wrong, I'm probably not watching all your stuff.
Well, you know what's the crazy thing? I think when you befriend people on YouTube and you do stuff like this, you actually watch their content less than if you did when you didn't know them like that. I do that, but it's one of those things where you see that happen a lot. Like I don't think anyone in our group chat watches anything I do. There's no one there that does. I think the only people that watch are like you'll chime in sometimes. Warren will chime in sometimes, and then who else? Savage Dad.
I just see who's live. Like you know, I'll see whose channel's live. But there's so many of the same people that they all do panel shows just on somebody else's channel, and I'm like, oh, it's kind of all the same people over and over. It's like I already heard what you guys had to say on this subject over on the other person's channel, who you're on the panel with now. So I'm not going to watch 6 hours of the same conversation again.
This is not true. This is not true. Less women, better.
But
you know?
can we invite her on?
No.
Just purely out of curiosity?
She's a girl. No. She's like a 3 out of 10 on her best day. You can do better, Warren.
God damn, bro. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to go that far.
I can only see a little bit of her picture in the icon down there. But she's a blonde white girl who has a cat. I've never seen her before, but I bet she's better than a 3, man.
She's been on the Iron. She was on the Iron Man podcast. She came on and she turned on the camera. I was like, her tits are pretty huge, but I wasn't looking. I was looking straight at her face. I promise you. Wait, what are you doing? I'm waiting to see if what the hell? I'm waiting to see if the damn artist actually delivers. Oh, did you commission someone to do a cover for your book and they haven't come through yet? I'm pretty sure that's what you're talking about, right?
Wait,
gaming streams, you're supposed to do them like butt naked. If you do your streams butt naked, I'll watch more. Hell yeah. What do you want, black man?
Hey, what's cracking?
What's up, man? How's it going?
Society's like, God damn it! Why did I click this damn link?
I remember most of you people.
Oh God! Hey, society! If we become both Johns, then we'll be ascended to a Super Saiyan. Let's do it.
I mean, they're not even Yamcha at this point. They're just fucking pathetic.
That's Chaozu level right there.
And this whole thing is so dumb. And now, not only are we dealing with this whole Kingdom Come Deliverance nonsense, but now we have the Carl's Jr. nonsense on top of that as well. So it's just like everything's just porn. Everything is porn now. Everything is porn except for actual porn. Now that's where we are now in society now. So everything's a precursor to pornography. And it's just like, you know, there used to be a time not that long ago where it seemed like the bread and butter of advertisers around the world was kind of that 18 to 34 male demographic. Remember the 18 to 34 male demographic? Remember that used to be king not too long ago?
I heard they spent the most money. I heard that, you know?
Yeah, and over the course of the last like 10, 15-ish years, we just decided, no, F those people. We don't need them anymore. They're nothing more than a bunch of gooners and degenerates. So we're going to placate all of our advertisements to the LGBTQ community. And then whenever we start pushing back just in the slightest... And then whenever we start pushing back just the slightest bit on that one, all of a sudden, oh, you guys must be gooners now. You guys just want, like, what are we doing?
I want to clear something up because I know me and you were talking to CS Johnson in the group chat. My whole grand point, because I don't know if she'll watch this, because I have quality content, so everyone.
I'm pretty sure she will.
Yeah, but what I was trying to get at to her is, if you let something take control of you, that's a you problem. I'm not saying if you're a parent, obviously it's different if you have kids, but if you let an addiction take over your life, that's your own problem. I'm not about to cry tears when someone willingly fucking did meth 7 days a week. I'm like, dude, did you not want? Come on. What are we doing here? Like that's the thing is, the thing you brought up earlier. Remember with the whole bikini thing? If someone watches that Carl's Jr. commercial and then they start beating off, that's a you thing. That's a you problem. You have no self-control. That has got nothing to do with that commercial. That commercial did what it's intended to do: sell burgers to lonely, guys like us who don't get laid. And by lonely, not get laid, I mean you guys, not me. I'm a Chad, obviously.
Sure, exactly.
Pretty sure you were speaking directly for yourself there, but yeah.
My thing is, like I said, we're just moving the window further and further here to like everything is porn and everything is like. So should we play the commercial here in question that has so many people upset? Because essentially somebody saw this.
Yeah, I'm curious. I don't know what it is.
It's a reference back to the old Carl's Jr. commercials.
It's essentially a return to form for Carl's Jr. They've always had these ads forever.
They used to have these ads primarily like 20 years ago. It was like Paris Hilton and Kim Kardashian and a few other people who were
I remember those ads.
It was basically a hot chick eating a burger. It's like, that's how we're going to advertise like our burgers now, right? So
they started doing the, if it doesn't get all over the place, it doesn't belong in your face statement, right?
That was come together. So here it's like the first type of these commercials that they've done in almost a decade. And everyone's like, oh yeah, cool, Carl Jr. is back. Now exactly you have essentially the Melanie Mac demographic of the culture warriors out there saying that, oh, this is bad, this is pornography, and this is gonna lead to people becoming gay and being in porn and all. It's like, I'm just like, oh, what are we doing here, guys? It's like we'll talk about this here afterwards, but it's like we're getting to the point now where it's like any form of basic human attractiveness is now being labeled lust, which is then being labeled porn, and these people are just on a crusade. It's like, oh, this has to be banned because I need my perfect Christian
stupid,
society.
Man. Everybody used to know sex sells. That used to be the thing, man. They would talk about it all the time. Once they stopped doing that and all these companies started plummeting, and then the commercials they would start doing started, I guess people would call them woke now or whatever, because it's like, why is there a bunch of gay dudes drinking Bud Light? Like, what is happening here? Where's the hot women throwing me a beer?
Why is there a bunch of they-thems in all my commercial now?
Oh, before we go, I wanted to point out just how crazy hypocritical some of these gooner people are. So before, the issue was, hey, why is Bud Light hiring this tranny weirdo to sell off this beer that is supposed to be for like frat parties for a bunch of boys that want to have sex with women? Okay, pendulum goes back. Hot women eating food. No, that's a problem. Then what are we doing here anymore? What is
should we just hire nothing but 60-year-old school teachers to be in commercials now? Is that the only way we can snuff out lust? It's just by having a bunch of memas in commercials.
You're exploiting the grandmas. You're exploiting the grandmas. That's all you're doing.
Do you guys know Stone Tossers? So I said a bunch of I said a bunch of those a bunch of the the so-called spiritual crusaders who are saying this ad is porn. They've been posting that meme and they're like they got it like reworked to the original where it's like, how is this going to help us sell burgers? And then it's like, burgers? But I just think that's so funny because yes, this is supposed to help you sell burgers. Yeah, you can. I mean, we'll see it in a moment when we hit play on, when MSK hits play on the video, or whoever hits play on the video. But excuse me. Yeah, you can see the burger in her hand. It's not like Jaguar where there's like it's just a bunch of non-binary Skittles on the screen.
It's just a bunch of nonsense going on, and it's like then it just cuts to Jaguar, and it's like there was no fucking car in this commercial. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So here's the commercial. God. So I'm gonna play the entire commercial for you guys here. I'm gonna show you guys. This is what people are now whining and complaining about. Is basically 30 seconds of this. So you tell me where it gets a little too uncomfortable for some of you heterosexual men out there.
Let's be real. Everyone's going to be a hot mess after the big game. Been there. Done that. And I've got just what you need to cure that post-party bug. The Carl's Jr. Hangover Burger. Double bacon. Yeah, you need that double bacon. Charbroiled beef, hash browns, cheese, and sauce. Just the way I like it.
Just like old times.
And guess what? It's free the day after the big game. You just have to download the Carl's Jr. app and sign up for my rewards. So get your free hangover burger on Monday, February 10th. He'll definitely need one.
So that's it.
I mean,
That's the
wasn't-
entire
wasn't that
commercial.
bad. That wasn't
Just
even
wanna
that
point
bad.
out-
The other ones used to like spray them with hoses while they're doing it. Like,
Yeah.
A lot of the old ones used to be far worse, right? But that was the commercial in question here. So a lot of people, when it first came out, was like, "Oh yeah, Carl's Jr. is doing hot chick commercials again. Great!" Because I'm sick of seeing all, like you said, the they them freak commercials that Jaguar has been shoving down our throats over the last couple of years. It's like we're just going back to the basics. Here's a hot chick selling our product. Go buy product, right? And that's what it was. Then over somehow in the course of 24 hours after that, you start getting the Puritan people who was all like, "Oh, I see all these conservatives over here are cheering on this 24-year-old stripper selling burgers on whatever the Super Bowl commercial is and whatnot." And here's essentially what we've come down to here. I think there was 2 points. One that was primarily from Melanie Mack, and another one who's from this other chick here. I never heard of her. It's called Amy the Artist. Do you even know who this person is?
nope, never heard of her.
Literally never. Well, like I said, it's just about what I expected.
Probably
there.
one of those like 40-year-old dried up egg bitches like Melanie
Yeah.
Mack.
Well, we'll get to there in a second.
I
Saying
want
here
to know
that
who Melanie was if she wasn't ever on like FNT and G&G stuff every now and then. It's like I would never have found her.
So the New York Post wrote an article, this is 2 days ago, saying Carl's Jr. Super Bowl ad bring back bikini-clad burger models for year-long clampdown after a years-long clampdown. So like I said, they had stopped doing this for like a decade. And that's like, okay, well, I guess we'll start doing this again. And then she complained here, all the conservatives we are so backing in the replies. Ironic coming from the party of Christian values. Forgive me if I don't see a 24-year-old digital stripper selling fast food as a win for the culture. Then she goes on to say here that so many women had eating disorders in the 90s, in the late 90s and early 2000s because the advertising landscape appealed to solely the lowest common denominator males, which again is basically 18 to 34 heterosexual men. That's exactly who they were marketing towards back to their time period, which is when I replied to this. Now, this was my reply to this lady here. Like I said, I have no idea who she is. She claims to be Orthodox. I don't know what that means, but here's what I replied to her. I said, this is why you guys are called the woke right. This is the exact same argument that led to the push of quote unquote modern audiences today, because back then women were jealous of bikini models from the 90s and the 2000s and wanted women to look like them. And over the last 20 years, that's exactly what you got. Unattractive and overweight women who don't make you feel bad about yourselves anymore. Now that companies are hinting at marketing towards 18 to 34 males again, what you call the lowest common denominator, you want them to stop them from going back. To say you're right about the horseshoe theory for both the religious right and the secular left. They both hate attractive women and want them gone. They just want them gone for different reasons, but their objective is exactly the same. And that's exactly what I put on my reply there. Now, this is when Melanie Mack gets in to this real quick. She replies with kind of onto the comments that are going on about this whole situation. She says that what was the original comment? I just want to check this here real quick. It says that this is Joe Barry here from the Babylon Bee saying that we're just keep swinging wildly back and forth between genderqueer insanity and whatever slop this is, aren't we? And then she replies, yep, and people celebrating it haven't connected the obvious dots that it's smut like this that always turns gay and gay always turns pedo. Sin never stops because it doesn't contain itself. We can't truly stop the pedo and the queer unless we stop the smut too.
Isn't that just a slippery slope fallacy?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, basically.
Well, the slippery. She is misapplying it. It's true. I mean, pornography can be a slippery slope, especially when you're addicted to it. The issue is this is not pornography. By definition, this is not pornography, and I had a post about this society. I don't know if what was I going to say? Let me rummage for it.
I just find it wild that Melanie Mack's basically like a born again Christian person within the last 5 years, and then obviously all out of nowhere just feels the right to dictate how other people are going about their shit. And it's like, yeah, but for about 32 years of your life, you weren't like this. How the hell are you going to justify that? It's like when the porn star chick or whatever came out and was like, I'm going to stop all this and be religious. But it was like, no, there's no going back. You were doing shitty stuff too before that. Why do you
I just
feel
want
the
to point
need
out.
to grandstand when you were kind of doing that just a few years ago?
I just want to point
I'll
out
let
one
you
thing
say
really quickly was you know how I went on Society Show and I talked about that but the whole Celebrate situation that she was in, where she was a big hypocrite. She was also a big hypocrite about another thing that I didn't go over on my other show I did about her, because it was already running almost 3+ hours with a video in there too. She advocated to play Hogwarts Legacy. Hogwarts Legacy, if you look up the gameplay, has a troon in there, and it has gay couples. The troon for sure. Yeah. Maybe the gay couples. I think maybe that was someone's interpretation of them. But the troon
the trans was the bartender. Yeah.
Yeah. So she literally put a video out when she was like, "I don't play gay games." Oh my! It's like, oh, this is why I will never take women opinions seriously. Someone literally is saying they don't buy gay games and then bought a gay game with a troon in there. Really? What are we doing? What actual positions do you hold then at that point? You know? And it wasn't even just the Stellar Blade situation. The Stellar Blade situation was the fact that she was advocating for it to be uncensored because she wanted to make sure it looked big. Like, the tits were bouncing up and down, the ass jiggle physics, which, I love in women. I have sex with a lot of women, so I love how that feels, obviously. It's one of those things where, what is your actual position on stuff? She advocated for a gay game. She even celebrated when Hogwarts Legacy with a tranny character in there, or a troon character, as like YouTube, with a troon character in there actually doing well for video game sales. Keep in mind, Hogwarts Legacy was one of the highest selling games ever, if not one of the highest selling games, highest streamed game, So I guess she promoted something in a game that she apparently is supposed to be against. So she's obviously not a Christian. It's not what Christians do. She's over here promoting gay and troon stuff in the game, but she apparently is against it. This is not a Christian. If you think that's a Christian, or you think anything she says is real, you're stupid and you're an idiot.
She's not consciously I will say she's not consciously promoting it. She was probably writing.
Yeah.
Sorry. The stream like reloaded for on my screen for a second. I was like, huh?
Yeah. You basically went out like my dad didn't come back. Damn.
Sorry, my bad. But yeah, she was. I don't think she was like cool with it back then. I think she wasn't paying attention to it because she was writing she was playing the popular game. Which, I mean, as far as YouTubers go, look, I respect I will respect a certain degree of clickbait. Because I mean that's part of the game. But I mean there is a certain degree of there's a certain degree of hypocrisy there. There's a significant lack of self-reflection. I'm not nearly as eloquent as I usually am. I apologize.
Did you start doing meth?
No, I took a nap earlier, and I then I like drowned in my laptop so that I could work on my book that's coming out next year. But yeah,
awesome. Shameless plugging there.
Just drop that. Throw my landing page in the chat. I already got in the private chat, but this is. I think she's got something going on. I don't know what it is. Like Toasty has talked about this a lot on her.
She's just an actual grifter. Like the way that the weird people
Melanie is misguided. She is misguided.
Yeah,
she's spiritually immature. And something is going on in her personal life that is causing her to
She's
crash
having a midlife crisis.
Like, here's the thing. Like, JDA is a grifter. Like, if you're looking for a textbook grifter, it's John Delarose, right? When it comes to like Melanie Mack, it's not that, because I know people like to think this all the time. It's like, oh, she doesn't actually mean what she actually does mean what she's saying. The problem is that she's very, very self-righteous in her belief. So what she's doing here is that she thinks that because she's, in her opinion, repentant, even though we can argue about what that actually means from her perspective, she thinks that she now has a moral authority over everyone else who's not in her realm right here, right? So she's basically using herself as the moral, I guess you could say, ruler, quite literally one way or another, but basically saying that she's using herself as kind of the moral fabric of how everybody else should view everything. So she thinks that she's in a position to kind of judge, quote unquote, the gooners who are out there who would like things like, certain video games, or let's just say hot chick Carl's Jr. commercials. basically throws them on their bus as well. There's a lot of self-righteous people who don't have the ability to be humble, and a lot of them just so happens to call themselves Christians. And one of the big point of Christianity that all the people seem to forget is that you're all sinners at the end of the day. So even though you may quote unquote have faith, and a lot of them really don't, but even if you do, faith understands the fact that the only thing that separates you from the rest of the world is Christ. It's not because that you were just some great person, because guess what? You have a lot of dirt on your ledger too. And compared to some other people, you may have more dirt than the people that you're actually beating over the head as if somehow you have some kind of moral high ground in this whole situation. And Melanie Mack seems to be one of those people who, thinks that because she's against the LGBTQ, that she's against pornography, that she's against this and she's against that she's morally better than everyone else. When, like I said, if you go back to that ledger of the things that she's done in her past, and let's be honest, the things she's doing now, she's not really that much better than the person that she's beating over the head. And that's kind of the big point of contention here.
And the thing is, she's talking about repenting and all this shit, and she's saying, oh, well, I'm not going to support, I don't want to support gays and queers and true ideology. Guys, literally, Hogwarts Legacy came out in 2023. That was literally basically almost a year ago. That she was
not to mention,
stuff.
And this is the other part of hypocrisy here. It's like these people think that, okay, being gay and watching porn is like the only two sins that you could possibly commit. What is Harry Potter at the end of the day? Harry Potter is witchcraft. Whether you like it or not, it is. It's promoting magic. It's promoting all this stuff. Isn't witchcraft kind of a big sin in the Bible? Doesn't there something say that you shouldn't suffer a witch to live? Like those verses are in there for a reason here. Yep. So it's like, why are you essentially drawing the line at the LGBTQ, but witchcraft is fine with you? This is the same thing I said about Razorfist. Mm-hmm. When Razorfist was talking about, we all know he's a big Hitman game. He even made a series of videos about it. What is Hitman? Hitman is murder. You kill people in the game. The game is specifically designed for you to kill as many people as you possibly can, right? Yeah. Does that not ring a red flag to people's Christian morality here? Why is it always like, okay, sex is the one thing that we're going to draw the line on? Even some of you guys are guilty of some very, very naughty things on the internet if you search hard enough.
Looking at Razor,
that's where you draw the line, but everything else is okay. Yeah. It's like you can look past the murder, you can look past the witchcraft, you can look past the occult.
Yeah.
Just don't put a bikini model in my stuff, right?
No, that's where I always never understood it when it comes to some of these religious people. It's always they draw the line at sex, murder, and games. Literally, Grand Theft Auto, you could beat prostitutes down with a bat and take their money. They wouldn't care about that. Virtual violence, they don't care about that. Witchcraft, you have shit where people are legitimately becoming animals in certain games to attack people and a bunch of stuff in the game. Yes, but sex, no.
Well, we know why JDA doesn't.
Oh no! Whoa! He likes
breaking news.
He likes that furry.
Dude, he heard he could have sex with the bear in Baldur's Gate 3 and immediately bought 10 copies. So.
Yeah, and real quick, I understand that back then he probably was joking and trying to mock War Campaign or whatever. The best part is nobody fucking cares. Nobody cares. His shit stirring has literally come back to bite him in the ass. So and nobody cares whether or not it's true. They're just gonna run with it. This is the fruit of constantly stirring crap up and drama farming. The same thing happened to Brittany Venti, except she called it a day and walked away and left YouTube behind.
Also, for another thing I found recently, that makeup was working overtime for that girl. That makeup was really putting in some work. But it's just one of these things where the hypocritical parts about Melanie, it's like, even with John too, it's like, I can't take nothing Melanie says seriously anymore. I'll literally never understand how someone can make these videos consciously knowing that it completely contradicts strict positions they had on Facebook. She celebrated
that's what I'm saying here.
Pregnancy, selling millions of copies with gay and trans characters in there, and she's like, well, I don't buy gay games and I don't support them, but she celebrated it doing well. This person is actually fake. They believe nothing they say. She's an idiot.
But this is what I'm saying though, just from the perspective of like JDA, who's a grifter, right? JDA goes around, talks about how he hates the LGBTQ, he hates things that are woke. But then it's like, if you talk to him about, the fact that, there's a court document out there about how he allegedly beat his wife, he doesn't want to talk about that, right? He doesn't want to talk about that, there's been confirmed rumors about the fact that he had a baby out of wedlock not too long ago. Isn't that fornication and adultery there? Isn't there some other sins that you're committing there as well? What about, all the idolatry from your Catholic religion? What about all the hatred that you have towards other people? It's like, guys, this is what my thing I always bring up. People only want to focus on sex as if somehow sex is the only sin that you could possibly commit. There's a multitude of sins out there that you can commit. Like I said, hatred, jealousy, wrath, selfish ambitions, heresy, envy,
Pride,
murder, drunkenness,
bestiality,
partying too hard. Like there's a multitude of things that you're. So if you're thinking to yourself though, you're morally better because I don't do insert this sin here. There's about 5 or 6 others that you are actively participating in. So again, you have no moral high ground in this scenario.
Yeah. I just want to point out for Christians too. Doesn't it say in the Bible you're not supposed to push your religious views on other people? They do that. You're not even supposed to do that. You're supposed to basically like try
you
to
can't force someone to convert.
Yeah,
right? It's not like the Catholic way of doing it, which is like, okay, we're just going to conquer it.
Isn't that the best way, as what John said?
Yeah, exactly. Anyone who fails to submit to the papacy has to die. It's like, yeah, that is nowhere found in.
You're supposed to minister to your brother and sister in Christ. You're not supposed to basically just like throw it down their throats, like you're gonna go to fucking hell if you don't go serve Jesus. Like, okay, there's 2 different ways to do that.
that you're not supposed to.
Spreading the gospel means that you're actually supposed to spread the good news. The good news is you're a sinner and you're going. That's not the good news. And that's what people want to say. It's like, oh, you're gay, you're a fag, you're going to hell. It's like, no, that's not the point of being a Christian.
That also won't help you even convert them either. Like, imagine coming off.
If that was their selling point, they probably had to change that up years ago. Like, hey, have you heard you're about to die a fiery death? Can we sell you on that? Like, no, man. Can I pass on the fiery death? Can we not do
God
that?
in the sky
is supposed to be good.
Yeah, God in the sky is like, what are these guys doing? Flood it again. Right, freaking selling my bull. They're selling God's word in the worst way. You're not like, it's just a different way of approaching it for people who don't understand what we're talking about. There's a specific way of talking to someone if you're a Christian and saying things like, oh, you're going to go to hell if you don't actually believe in this. Or it's like, hey, maybe you should kind of look at it this way. You see what difference is that?
Or just the simple perspective of it's the hypocrisy of it's like, oh, you're gay, you're going to hell. Said the fornicator. Said the adulterer. It's like,
the guy that's probably had like sex with like 20 women and had like 5 different kids. Oh, okay. The hypocrisy is all there. Gamer Chick said, I'm straight. I have sex with women. I'm good. Shit, look, I'm releasing on the 15th as an entire kiss of demonic. Oh Lord, you're
you harlot. You absolutely
you fucking hoe bag. Oh my goodness. If you want to sleep with me, I'm all down. Obviously.
What genre is this? What genre is this? I mean, obviously it's some degree of fantasy.
It's like
urban
horror.
fantasy.
It's like
urban
fantasy
but
horror, some
like
shit.
Is it are we
fantasy
talking
horrors.
is this like Love in Deep Space kind of thing? Or
Warren, I wasn't dissecting her hermaphrodite character having sex with someone. That
is not even remotely what the frick I would just.
That's her main character. Her main character of her book is hermaphrodite. I'm like, lady, I don't want to know the ins and outs of how that person gets laid. I'm good. I'm okay.
No, so do you guys know what Love in Deep Space is?
Is that a porn movie?
No, it's like a women's romance. I think it's a gotcha.
Oh, that's just gay. Society, damn it. Read your tweet that you applied to Melanie. Also, did she reply to that tweet?
She didn't reply to this one recently, but I mean, she knows what I said. I'll just put it that way.
It's a dating simulator where it like set in a science fiction world. It's the one. If you guys have been on Twitter, you've probably seen like pictures of it. I think it's like made in. Where's it made? I don't know, but it looks like it looks Korean, and the men in the game are very, very attractive, and it's basically like a yaoi dating thing. So
yeah, a lot of those
not
Asian
yaoi,
countries,
but
they're borderline trans anyway. So I mean,
what?
Good God, man!
By the way, there's actually a bit of a parallel to this running within in greater MAGA. Apparently some people have gotten their panties in a bunch over Scott Pressler, who is an openly gay man. But I do want to say it has been awesome to see how the rest of MAGA has rallied around Scott Pressler, because without Scott Pressler, 100%.
Didn't he like convert like a whole state basically?
Yes, Pennsylvania.
Almost single-handedly.
The guy is a freaking patriot. He is absolutely awesome, and it is really great to just see how so many people in MAGA, Christians, just everybody rally around him and be like, look, this guy's a patriot. He's legit. His heart's in the right place. Who cares about who he wants to sleep with? He wants to leave this country a better place.
It's like the MAGA gays. It's like, okay, show a picture of that guy and whatever that one with his boyfriend, and then go to the Democrat gays, and it's just that guy getting fucked in Congress or whatever.
Yeah, right.
But
yeah,
I think there's a difference here, just a little bit.
But yeah, this puritanical stance that I've seen so many Christians take, this is not like, and I want to harken back to something that John De La Roz said a while back. He said on Twitter a while back, he said something to the effect of,
"Make my meat sandwich, woman, bam."
No, not that. It was
allegedly
in Minecraft,
but probably. But he said, you probably saw this, Society. He said something to the effect of, "You won't win the culture war without Christians." And I'm a Christian. Society's a Christian.
John Del Rose is not a Christian.
Yeah, I'm going to be real here. Christians lost the culture war a long time ago. And they've been getting trounced in the culture war, and they have been getting trounced in the culture war. Not just the current day culture war, not just in the 90s during the Satanic Panic and all that. Christians have been slowly but surely losing touch with the rest of American society for their vilification of pop culture since the birth of rock and roll.
Let me take it even a step further than that. Winning the Christian war, the culture war, has nothing to do with Christianity whatsoever, because you're told in the Bible that this world is passing away and the things of this world is passing away. So don't look to the things of this world. Even very, very clearly in the Bible, it says, do not love the world or the things that are of the world, because the love of the world, the love of the Father is not in them, right? It says it very, very clearly. So a lot of these culture warriors, they want to essentially usurp power by use of fighting the culture war, so that because in their mind, they think that they're going to turn America into like this extension of Rome and turn it into like a Catholic nation where everyone has to follow the rules of the Vatican. That's not going to happen. If it does happen, things are going very, very terribly wrong, because trust me, you're not going to want to be here when that day goes down. And I look at it from this perspective. I've said it many times before. This is me talking. I'm not saying for collectively for everyone, but there's a lot bigger fish to fry in the world right now than video games or even like the Disney stuff. And I covered a lot of that Disney stuff too. But it's like, when you see the world for kind of like what it is, if you guys have checked out my my Sunday night show on the Bible, I've talked about things going on in Syria, things going on in Iraq, Russia, kind of the big topics that I think actually directly correlate to biblical prophecy and actually what the Word of God says. And to me, those are far more bigger issues. Like for me, I spend a lot of time obviously talking against Catholicism. I'd spend a lot of time talking against Islam as well, because if I look at it from the grand scheme of things, these are the things that actually lead people to hell. It's not because you played a bad video game one time or you watched a naughty show on TV. It's because you literally put your entire faith into a false religion that led you directly to hell. That's a much bigger problem going on in the world. But of course, that doesn't get as many views of, oh, let's see if I can say, what's it, Kingdom Covenant 2 or whatever it is, has gay grooming, sodomy in it or something like that, and try to get clicks based off of that, right? That's the type of culture war that they want to fight. Mine is, I'm looking at this at a much bigger scale. So at the end of the day, sure, I could comment on things like this, but I still understand that in the grand scheme of things, none of this is really going to matter at the end of the day, especially with what's coming. But you can go check that out on my other show. So
yeah.
By the way, you have not had sex with a lot of women.
Society's like, I see you talking shit in the chat, boy.
Yeah.
Nobody believes you, man.
I see that absolutely none of that happened.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Just my opinion.
Mm-hmm. No, they say all liars. So
all truth tellers will be going to heaven, like myself.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, just because the world is temporary and passing away, that doesn't mean you can't enjoy like Doom
If society
or
makes
Halo
it into
Hey, look-
heaven and
or comic
MSK is
book.
there, he's immediately going to know he's technically really in hell and it's all a lie.
This
Yeah.
is why I love that meme of like when God comes down flooded again, because you know he's not. I don't know. I'm not even a Christian myself, really, but like God sitting there going like, "Damn, Melanie Mack and John De La Rose and John Chen are my people to spread my word." Yeah, we're fucked. He just took it with he just smoking a doobie, going like, "We're fucked."
all I will say is that the things that they come true or really come true, you would wish that he flooded again, but that's probably not going to happen. It's going to be much worse.
God. Okay, the only place I wish he flood is like Saudi Arabia. Do we really need them actually?
I mean, look, there's a lot of Bible prophecy regarding Saudi Arabia and Christ coming down upon them again. And let's just put it this way: you would not want to be in Saudi Arabia when that day comes, because it's not going to end very well for them.
This is not true. I eat up vaginas and I give women orgasms. That's just what it is. I can give her an orgasm if we ever had sex. It's not that hard. I know.
You know what? If we turn,
and I immediately believe her more. Like,
wow.
I was going to say, if we turn all of MSK's claims to how many women he has sex with, how many men, he's probably actually telling us the truth.
Oh my God! What's something I wanted to bring up? Oh, now. This is another.
By the way, I just got monkeypox. It's like, yeah, that checks out.
well, that went left. I just want to bring up another thing that when we're talking about this whole gamer things. I never understood when it comes to gaming, people want to try to push like not just Christian values. I'm not trying to say this to be mean, because I am. I'm always just gonna be honest. Gamers are literally weird people. I'm not saying they're all bad people, but they're weird people. They sit inside a lot of them sit inside all day and they game, and they're weird people. To expect these people to push Christianity, or to even to be at the point where you could talk about Christianity and let them be or have them be religious, that's just not. To be honest, it's just not going to happen. It's such an unrealistic thing. These are people that sit in their house all day, fucking trying to have sex with women that are furries. Okay, these are not normal thinking people. If we're talking like normal thinking people in the sense of that ones you engage with, okay? This is the last place you should be trying to at all push religious anything. It's a waste of time anyway. Most gamers, the reason why they're most like left-leaning and progressive people is because gamers function kind of like this. I don't care who you fuck or what you do, as long as you can game good or you play games with me. They have very, very low standards for who they interact with. That's why you can dupe gamers very easily with bullshit. They're not the most. I don't think every gamer is like this, but this is just stupid to the point where people are pushing like religious shit in gaming. It's the last place we need to be focusing on anything. Is video games, virtual reality.
Now, not to mention, just from a completely objective standpoint, I know this may piss off some of you people here, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Modern video games suck. Like, they're not even good. It's not even. It's not even a hill worth dying on. They're garbage.
Oh my God! Wow!
You hacks have been sitting there for almost 20 years waiting for GTA 6. That's the current state of video games in a nutshell.
And now they're gonna charge you $100 for it.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
That's not even for the DLC.
They're gonna
content.
get it too. They're gonna.
And it might be buggy when it
People
comes
are
out
gonna
to,
pay
because
it too.
we know
Also,
when video games come out now, they're buggy as hell. They have to have day one patch updates. Like, what the hell is that? That never happened back in the day. Back in the day,
Yeah.
you bought a PS2, you bought the game, you put it in, you played it, you turned it off. That's it.
The corporatization of the video game of video gaming has completely messed it up. Also, some gamer chick, yes, Planet Zoo is a
Hey,
banger.
I'm just
I
saying
love
right now,
Planet Zoo. Okay,
we're really tearing it up in gaming with Dragon Age the Veilguard, right? We're really tearing it up with Concord. Real great gaming we got there, right?
MSK. I know you'll probably go over this on a different stream, but
I hate you.
no, sorry, Riot Games just got rid of the free chess in League of Legends.
No. Yeah. So they should have never had it to begin with. This is a company all based around making a lot of money, and they gave the gamers that play League a free option to grind out the skins. When in reality, okay, if you want to make League of Legends a sustainable game that is going to have players from many years in, never give gamers something for free, because gamers, if they get something for free, they're always going to be accustomed to free. Gamers are the hardest people in like esports to extract money out of if the game is free to play. The game is free to play. Nothing
Well,
should
yeah,
be
but
free in the client.
again, there's also there's a degree of convenience that gamers pursue. A lot of
True,
gamers are if they're willing to whale for it, yeah, they'll drop the money to buy whoever.
Yeah.
They'll drop the money to buy Aatrox and such and such skin for him.
No, that and I agree with you. The issue that I have is not anything you said. I agree. It's just why even put it as an option? Like, this is how it goes with streaming.
No,
and how it
because
goes with,
because it was a
movies, too.
completely different group of people. A completely different group of people kicked off, League of Legends, and they are drastically different from who you are seeing now.
No, yeah.
After what was it? I want to say like 2018, 2019. Around like after they released Pike as a champion, around the time they released Silas, then you started to see the shift. After that first. I'm gonna use this as the
you need to come on the stream
milestone.
You need to come on the league streams and play with us and stop being a bitch.
No, I don't know. I am firmly against playing League now, not because it's toxic. Because I actually do genuinely love League, and I love the lore behind the game. I used to spend hours reading.
And League is for giga chads like us, not these losers who don't play League. They choose to go outside in the real world.
Even if I ever had an interest in League at all, simply knowing that you play it and you praise it has turned any.
Wow!
but League of Legends now requires Vanguard anti-cheat to run. And that is blatant fucking Chinese spyware.
I will say this.
Okay.
I love League so much. I'll be honest here. I just went past it. If a Chinese guy wants to watch me beat off or watch me watch Brazilian female porn,
Vanguard anti-cheat grants kernel level access to your computer. That means they can look at everything. That means if somebody cracks it. No, they can see your they could see your banking information. They could see your tax information. They could see freaking everything. If you use that computer for work, they can see
That's
what
how
you
just
work
lost
on
your debit
for
card there, MSK.
Yeah,
hack through your
I'll be honest here. I've had Vanguard since 2024. It's been a year. If that was a coincidence, just putting it out there.
Nah.
I'm coping and seething right now. It's okay.
I can't. I'm not playing League. What was that, Society?
You just can't believe.
Oh my god!
But yeah, I can't do League anymore because of Vanguard. I'm not putting that on my machine.
Well, that's why. Do it on a backup computer. That's what I do. You could just do that. Put on a backup.
I am not running fucking League of Legends on a virtual machine just so I can play ARAM or something.
Oh my god!
No.
No,
I mean, look, I genuinely would love to play a game with you. And there actually is one game. It's created by Shiro Games. It's called Northgard. I really like the Freljord in League of Legends. The Freljord the Freljord are also partially inspired the setting for my next book, Terraheim. But because I liked the Freljord so much, I found a strategy game. It's called, like I said, it's called Northgard. Basically, you play as your own clan, like the clan of the horse or the clan of the raven, clan of the stag, whatever. And you expand across you land on the frozen shores of Northgard, and you expand across the land, and you befriend or you battle giants, and you befriend dwarves, and you go to war with other clans, and basically you achieve victory by either conquering all the other clans. You can get like a trade victory, you can get a fame victory, or you could get a lore victory. But yeah, I really, really like Northgard. I've played the hell out of it, and it's a fantastic it is a fantastic substitute for League. So if you're ever down to play Northgard, 100%. I will actually buy you
play checkers tournaments. We need to play Connect 4 tournaments. That's what we need. We need board games. Let's go back to board games, man. Let's have some.
You know what video game out there never stole any of your information? You know what never got shut down for 14 hours when you were trying to play good old fashioned Super Nintendo? And you know what? You got the full game. You have to buy it piece by piece. There's no DLC attachments. Remember the days you could just
that's the Star Fox game, right?
Yeah, this is the OG Star Fox on the Super Nintendo.
I had the one on the GameCube. That game was so damn fun. That game was amazing.
Yeah, I think that was what Star Fox, Adventures or Assault?
Yeah, it was great. It was crazy. Star Fox never gets any love for fucking Nintendo. Fox never gets love. I think that's the reason why he's so good in like the Super Smash Bros. Games is because they know they don't give him any video games anymore. They just basically make him and Falco the best characters by default. Like, God, man, they don't make gaming like they used to. Like, hey, I know people don't like Andrew Tate, but he did say something about gaming that a while ago that I agree with. Like, we said earlier, back in the day, bought a console, you put the game in, you played it. Now you have to buy a console, have an internet connection, make an account with every game. Buggy, laggy, not a full game, DLCs later on, battle pass, live service. How do we get
and if
to
there
this
was
point?
something broken in the game, you just had to play through it, man. It's like, this one part
You just
sucks
turn it off?
on disc 3 of Final Fantasy 8 or some shit. And you're
Yeah,
like, okay,
yeah.
just mind that bug, and the rest of the game's fine. Do you guys remember having played those games though, where you'd have to switch discs to continue on with the stories?
I never had that. If I ever encountered a
That's-
bug, I would have to literally turn off the system, and you'd lose all your save progress, and you just have to start over from the point
Well,
you
like
began at before.
The old Final Fantasy games, like even Final Fantasy 7, like it came in a big case that would have 3 discs, and once you got hit a certain point, you had to take the disc out and put in the next one. And like 8 and beyond were like 4 discs each. It was crazy. So you had to keep 4 discs clean the whole time because those things would get all types of scratched up. It was annoying.
Oh, the other thing I wanted to bring up, Warren was saying, it comes down to like the whole issue with like streaming and movies. You know how like when streaming became an option for someone instead of going to the movie theaters, they just had the option to go. That's what the Hex Tech crests are like. Well, instead of actually buying the skins, you could just grind for them. But then at that point, you do lose that monetary money that you would have gotten from someone buying the skins because people are gonna grind the game regardless. I agree they have to make money, but if you always give people an option to not buy something, they will always take it no matter what. That's why streaming has kind of hurt movie theater numbers.
Not always. It's
Don't think so?
I want to say it's the other way around because it is more convenient to drop like the $5 on Riot points and then get the skin when it goes on sale with Riot points as opposed to grinding for the as opposed to grinding for the Hextech chest. It's it like I said, it's a completely different group of people there now. They're deliberately structuring the game so they can make one massive cash grab out of it. And Arcane additionally has fucked with the entire world of League.
But they did that before, remember? Like whenever they reworked the champion, they would change the lore around it.
Yeah, like time. They did that. I know they did that with Mordekaiser. They did that with that with Urgot. But that was with the best interest of the character at heart. When they started reworking shit because of Arcane episodes,
did you like the Victor redesign? That looks ugly. That looks terrible.
That is trash.
That's actually tragic.
That is complete undebatable trash.
His abilities look better, but they could have literally just did this with the old Victor design.
I didn't even know they changed his abilities.
Yeah, his abilities are they essentially function the same, but they're just different. It's God, man. I hate when they do stupid shit, and I'll be playing League until I'm dead. But it's just I hate things that they do now. It is so beyond stupid what they do now.
Yeah, no, because it has gone. It's gone completely corporate. You got people in charge of this stuff that have no idea how to sell it to the audience. Like originally
do you know what
Arcane. Huh?
It's a stepping stone. They don't want to be in esports with League. They want to use that as a stepping stone to get into like video gaming or getting to like fucking maybe a movie production or shit like that. Because a lot of these guys, you'll hear years later on, they left the company and went to go fucking work on a movie or a Netflix special or some shit like that. I think some of those guys, the older guys that were there, they probably that they're right. Trinamir, that guy's a root. That guy's a hoot, man. I'll say this, I'll say this. Even if you don't want to play League physically, you could watch competitive League and you could come on the League podcast. There you go.
I could do that. I could do that. Yeah. Because ages and ages ago, what was it? I actually
fan.
No, I actually watched what was it? I watched Invictus Gaming beat who was it?
Oh, Fnatic? 2018.
Yeah, back in 2018. I actually watched that live. I woke up at I went to bed like super early, and then
it was
I
like 8 o'clock in the night or some shit. Yeah.
No, it was like 3 a.m., bro.
Oh, I forgot.
Because it's in Korea because of the time difference. But yeah,
you're right. That was 12. Yeah, we stood up and we were like, this was we planned for it. We had a big old party for League. We used to watch at my friend's house a lot. I was like, oh, well, this is over. This is okay. Guess we
Yeah.
just go home now.
But yeah, I will say a lot KDA has kind of corrupted League a bit, because with the corporatization of League, they're like, oh, everyone loves KDA, let's make everything KDA, every skin,
One click.
all of
Side
it.
facts. He has to go in a few minutes. Okay, but yeah, man.
Yeah,
you gotta get out.
I got to be somewhere around like 8:30 over here, and it's
So you're leaving me?
roughly 30 minutes away. Yes, sir. I'm out of here, guys. It was good talking to everybody, and
Did you
I
want
don't
to
know.
plug
Maybe I'll
anything
see
before my wife?
tomorrow. I might be on with DA. I think he's going to try to watch this the Puppy Bowl before the Super Bowl to see the James Gunn the James Gunn trailer, and then I don't know if people are doing streams for the Super Bowl. Maybe I'll jump on those. But I think we're doing stuff over here at my place. We're going to grab a bunch of drinks and watch it here. So
Do they still
probably won't be that
do?
much.
Do they still do Scooby Bowl Sunday on like Cartoon
I don't know.
Network or wherever they air Scooby Doo? They used to, when I was a kid, they used to do Scooby Bowl Sunday, which was just nonstop back-to-back episodes of like various
Scooby-Doo.
various Scooby Doo series.
I have no idea. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised some of those channels are gone.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Cartoon Network, wasn't around anymore either. They freaking Steven Universe, man. I found out from Clownfish TV that like Steven Universe was completely propped up by all the other shows. And as far as I know, Smiling Friends is the only thing running on Cartoon Network that people want to watch.
And that's just on Max right now, Smiling Friends. It show's pretty funny. It's only like 10-minute episodes or something. They're really short, so it's an easy thing to watch. But there's some funny stuff in it, but I wouldn't go and pay specifically for that.
Yeah, it's not really my speed. I don't even know if
No,
it
it's
airs,
definitely
like,
weird. I saw a couple funny segments in it, but it's not. I don't know. It's not as funny as it used to be. And the new kind of animation style that a lot of places are going for, I don't like it at all. Like
A lot of the new animation looks bad. Yeah. Oof.
Yeah, it looks childish, but then they try to throw in adult humor in it, and I'm like, this doesn't really work. And not like adult humor where there's like subtle adult humor. It's more like let's get raunchy with it, with like these very childish cartoon looking designs, and I'm like, it doesn't clash right. Something's off about it. And then the style is always so, in my opinion, very lackluster. So I just prefer to watch anime if I'm going to do that. But you guys have a good one, man. I'll catch you on the next one, probably Monday or something.
Yeah, Monday at what? 6:30? Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll try and get that Scream stuff going. I was just so busy this week, and then, apparently I was frauded, so I got to deal with that.
Yeah, that worked. I wasn't able to watch it today anyway, so that works out.
But don't worry, guys. We're going to make quality content for you.
All right. Have a good one, guys. Peace out.
Later, man. Gamer Chick says, I'm going to bed. Artists missed the deadline, but at least I had a backup cover. What? No, don't go to bed, Gamer Chick. Just come over to my house and we can have some fun. Some hot, sexy fun.
Okay. Thank you for following it up with hot, sexy fun, actually, because you said have some fun, and I'm just like, sweet Christmas.
What do you think I was trying to imply?
Don't say it like just don't phrase it like that. Okay, don't phrase it like that, because it's just that's a little we're getting that's a little bit too far past freaky and into creepy.
Because that's the thing. So when did you stop watching competitive League, or did you still keep up with it?
I had to. What was it? Around the time I started having to put more work in on Young Monarchs, because that was the same. I was writing Young Monarchs at the same time that I was like that I had gotten into and like started super enjoying League. Also, my internet wasn't great at college, so. Yeah, and then I just kind of gradually. I'm one of those guys. I'll play a game obsessively for like 4 or 5 days, and then just drop it for a month. That's just
6 months, 7 months.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but yeah, like that's exactly what I did with what is it, City Skylines? Because I bought City Skylines, I bought the mall expansion. And I played the hell out of it. I did the same thing with Tropico too. Tropico 6. Which is awesome. I love Tropico 6, but I played the hell out of them, and I just I just, now I look at my watch and I'm like, wait a minute, it's been like 3 months since I played it. Like, I haven't played City Skylines since, I want to say November, like Thanksgiving. The only games I really play on like a relatively regular basis are Red Dead 2, and I only play like an hour of that at a time because I'll just like
Oh,
hunt because I finished the game.
what do you
And
mean I don't have the balls?
and then
I can have the
I'll
balls to
do Northgard and
trust in you.
Stellaris. Stellaris is awesome. You guys, it's very involved. It's a huge, expansive grand strategy game where you build your own intergalactic empire, and you can do like all kinds of races. Like you can do like plantoid. You can have plantoid species. You can have lithoid species, which are like plantoids are like plant-based species. Lithoids are like rock-based species, and you can have all these like super cool origins. You could do like a giant hive mind of like flesh-eating bugs, or you could have like a military dictatorship of parasites that have subjugated their own like slave race. It's really, really cool, and no other game has like the sheer overwhelming flexibility that it does. So I really like Stellaris. I know there are a lot of guys. I know Kratos El Grados plays. There are quite a few people that play. Renaissance Nerd, I want to say, plays as well. They have their own like Discord. I haven't been able to jump in for like a round of it yet. I would love to do multiplayer Stellaris. But
That
yeah,
was the thing that sucked for a lot of games too. Every game had to have a multiplayer.
well, that
Live
and it had
service.
to be it had to be multiplayer live service.
I remember the Arkham Origins. Remember Arkham Origins had a multiplayer for a little bit there, but no one. It basically just was discontinued because it was just low player count. But yeah, of course, no one wanted
I didn't
a
even
fucking
know.
multiplayer for Arkham Origins. You know?
Yeah, no, I didn't know about Arkham Origins multiplayer. I know they were aiming for a multiplayer mode with Arkham Knight, and that's why
Oh, I
they
remember
have
that. Yeah,
that's why they have the dual character maps where you can play, Batman and Nightwing, and you can swap
yeah.
between them to do takedowns. But that, nothing ever really came of that. I'm not really sure why that got halted. It's possible, it got the same veto that the Superman game did. Because
Yeah.
the people that came out with the Arkham games are Rocksteady. They originally had they had designs for like a Superman game, and that's why there's so many
those
references.
original people aren't even there anymore. They have like different people now altogether. So it's literally just only Rocksteady in name. It's not even the original team that made those games. And even with Arkham Origins with like WB Montreal, people go and look at the behind the scenes about how they made the game. You can tell there was some actual love there. Like they literally wanted to make a good game. Whereas with now, you have some of these people where it feels like you said earlier, it just feels so corporatized, where it feels like you have to say certain things, you have to go on interviews and say just the most boring shit possible, no confrontation, no actual hard-hitting questions. It's like,
and they just crank out drivel 24/7.
Ugh, gosh.
No.
Even though Gamer Chick said I had no balls, that's not true. I have 9 inches, and I usually always use it very well on women. You don't believe me, do you?
Oh
No.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find the tweet from Grums so I can show it. Did you guys see the tweet from Grums where I don't think it was from Grums. It was something Grums quoted, I want to say. Gosh, he tweets so much, I'm probably not going to find it. But they did like somebody did like a comparison post of Blizzard back in like Grums's day, like when Blizzard was like at its peak, and then Blizzard now, and the difference is like shocking. And this is for WoW, not like all of Blizzard. Sorry, this is just for World of Warcraft. You have it like because in that older picture, you've got like Grums and this whole like A team of just like fantastic developers that are putting their heart and soul into the game, and then in the other picture, it's literally a freaking skeleton crew of college grads. This is a game that today people have postulated that today the cost to make World of Warcraft would have been around $1 billion. Allegedly, this is a $1 billion game, and they've got a skeleton crew of college kids running it. Like that is insane. Hold on. Let me. I'm gonna rummage for it.
Well, while he's rummaging here, I got a very, very interesting photo.
Oh wait, I just found it. Sorry. Shit. You go first. I'll wait. Sorry.
Breaking news here.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
This is the Chinese poster to Captain America Brave New World, which I believe comes out this week. As you can see here, it is Red Hulk fighting someone holding a Captain America shield who clearly does not have the stance, hairline, or look to be Anthony Mackie. I guess in China, they're so anti-black that they couldn't even put the star of the film in the poster. So apparently there's going to be like a bunch of Chinese people watching this movie are going to be very, very surprised when they see the movie about 10 minutes in. The black guy's Captain America now.
You know what that silhouette kind of looks like? I'm gonna be real. Society, I don't want to roast you too much. The room that you stream in is a little bit, it's a little bit bright, and it makes you because of the I don't know what it is about the light, feeding into the camera, but it makes you look a lot darker. So that silhouette, like that's kind of like you when you stream.
I thought you were gonna say it looked like Vince McMahon back in like the 1990s, but I could take that one too.
Well, yeah, that too. Yeah, it does look. It does look like Vince. It does. Like it doesn't. It's weird. It not only does it not look like
I'm fighting Red Hulk, pal. Yeah,
yeah. Not only does it not look like Anthony Mackie, it doesn't look like Chris Evans either. Like
They
that's
should have
somebody.
just put,
That's somebody else.
Well, what they did in the
CGI.
NFL. Like, if you thought, for those people who don't follow traditional sports, the NFL ever since like 2020, after George Floyd died, they had this thing in the end zone called "End Racism." On that fucking poster, they should have just put "End Racism."
And there's people who are posting like, now they put the end racism thing off the end zone. It's like racism coming back to the NFL in 2025. Like this little bronze.
If people saw what the View panel said about that, oh my god, that is AIDS. These women are retarded. Oh my god, man.
Not great.
Yeah. Did you see it real quick? Did you guys see the clip that's been recirculating of Joe Rogan roasted her for it? It's the clip of Whoopi Goldberg saying that Joe Biden should be the Surgeon General, and then somebody else on the show has to explain, Whoopi, she's not an actual doctor; she just has a doctorate in education. Which I will say, if you have that level of education, technically, yes, you are entitled to the right to be referred to as doctor. However, you do look like an uppity fuck. So, but yeah. So this is this is 2004 A Team right there. You can see Grums right here. But yeah, this is A Team All Stars, like whole crew of people who are passionate about the game, that love what they do, that are trying to put out the best product they possibly can. And this is who is running World of Warcraft now. This is fucking well. Real quick, I want to say I think that's the same guy. I want to say no. I want to say this guy in the back here. He looks like the same guy that from BlizzCon 2018 with the what you guys.
He
don't
looks
have
like
phones?
the fat Asian guy from the new Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, but yeah, dude, there's like maybe 3 senior devs in this.
Talk about
entire
DEI
picture.
hires. There's Asians. There's no blacks there, right? No blacks.
No black people.
I understand.
Well, maybe
black
she's
people couldn't
black.
afford. Well, black people couldn't afford the computer and the
ambiguously
internet.
mixed.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. People always said, "Well, why isn't there more black people playing League? They can't afford a computer or internet or a home or food." So, yeah, that's not gonna happen. Oh, speaking of crazy tweets from a black person, unlike myself, Kanye West was allowed to be on Twitter again. So the last time he was on Twitter, he got banned by the people before Elon Musk took over when he said literally, okay, YouTube, I'm not saying I said this. YouTube, I'm saying that he said this. This is factually what he said. He said, I'm going to go DEFCON on the Jewish people. That's what he tweeted. And then he lost his account again. But Elon Musk said that X is free speech, even though that's kind of debatable in some instances. He was allowed to come back to Twitter, and he started actually just straight up going off on motherfucker people. He said he's going like free Diddy. Jews are like bitches. You have to keep your bitches in check. Do y'all think I can turn the tide on all this woke, politically correct shit? People saying what we can or cannot say. We really just animals holding back our instincts. What? This man's insane. Having dark. Okay, I'm not reading that. Okay. I love gay people. I have love for both. I don't know what the fuck that is. This man was going like last night. He said he was a Nazi. Jewish wives wear the pants, and apparently they wear the greasy ass Jerry curls too. The world's. So yeah, Kanye straight up bugging them out completely. This man has been going insane. So yeah, free speech, and you get all the craziness of that. So
yeah, but
I will be running for president in 2020.
He wanted to run for president. That would have been a joke. That would have been a joke. I wish he really did it though. That would have been funny as fuck. I remember that
Kim Kardashian gonna be my presidential candidate.
Could you imagine her as a press secretary talking about politics? That would be horrible. That would be horrifying. I remember that same night where Kim broke up with him. He literally tweeted that one thing. He said, "I'm the black guy." That would be the one time.
That would be the one time I would root for someone to drone strike the White House. Like, yeah, we deserve it at that point.
I lost it when he literally tweeted that he was the black guy from the movie Get Out. I was like, okay, this man's lost his brain. He does look like that dude. I'll just say, I'll give him that. Oh my god, man,
bro. Ye thinks in symphonies, and it's just not. It don't always translate. You guys remember when he showed up in the friggin' GIMP mask on Alex Jones, and Alex Jones wasn't even sure what the hell to say. Alex was like, "Yeah, sure."
Before we go, I wanted to show this. These are headlines, even though the substance of the article is also debatable too. I'm just saying this. You start putting out headlines like this, you might get sued. Now, I'm not saying that. I'm saying right now, I'm not saying that they should sue you. And I think on the internet there needs to be
there's now grounds for a libel and slander now.
Yeah. And also Dan Vavra has proven that he will get ass mad about the smallest things. Like I will say there's a lot of misinformation surrounding Kingdom Come Deliverance too. But Dan Vavra has been getting his he's been getting his freaking panties in a bunch for like the past since launch, or probably since before launch of the game. And he needs to. I don't know I've said this before on other streams. I don't know where the PR guy is. I know it's a guy, and I know he's out there. His name is like Andrew or something. I've seen people name drop him. He's like the head of PR for Warhorse. But that guy needs to be out in front of this. I know he's out there. I've seen people name dropping him in the comment sections of YouTube videos talking about this game. Where is the PR guy at? Why are they letting Dan shoot his mouth off? But yeah, speaking in terms of this, this article, yeah, this is grounds for 100%. This is grounds for a lawsuit, and I wouldn't be surprised if Warhorse pursued it.
And knowing John Trent, he's going to be the type of person who doubles down even in a court of law. So it's like, this is either going to be the one that puts Phantom Pulse on the map, or is going to lead to one of the most legendary crash outs in culture history. So we're on the verge now.
Do you remember the one clip of
what was the other one?
Young Clippa Riley talking to the police officers about 3D assets outside the Rippaverse meetup?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I pictured John F. Trent doing.
Yeah, like
with look at this. It's clearly pornography. Look at it. Look at it. She's wearing a bikini.
It's like, hey, I think there should be that level of mutual respect that, hey, if someone says something you don't like, you don't have to view it or watch it or engage with it. You could just leave it alone. I really wouldn't get into that territory of like suing people, but these headlines could get you sued. I'm just saying that. Oh, well, not Melanie Mac. She's fucking retarded. She doesn't know anything. But her saying like that stuff right there could get someone literally sued. Like, bro, what is this? What? They're just running inflammatory headlines, kind of like the National Enquirer back in the day. They would just run the most weirdest, craziest, clickbaitiest headlines ever. Like, bro, I would definitely. I know society said they don't really like being censored, or they have to tone stuff down. I'm not saying censor yourself. I'm saying don't make headlines.
Well, I mean, like I said, he's literally running himself off of 2 websites now because they told him this very specific problem to tone down his headlines, which he's refused to have done now. So, yeah, I mean, if the next thing that comes up here is a major lawsuit, then you can't say that we didn't warn you. So.
Yeah. Also, real quick, I want to point out part of the reason Razor caught so much crap initially, because I think, as far as I know, I don't think Razor called for censorship. Please correct me if I'm wrong on that. Razor Fist, he advocated for people to use their free agency and purchasing power to support the kinds of games that they want to see on the market, which is perfectly acceptable. The problem is the article that got everybody riled up, nobody can freaking read it. Nobody can freaking read it except for the title because it's locked behind a Fandom Pulse paywall. John F. Trent's clickbait crap literally brought that is one of the reasons why Razorfish caught so much shit for what he says. And I mean, granted, Razorfist made it
he said
way
some really
freaking
dumb
worse.
stuff. Yeah,
because Razorfist is a bulldozer, and I freely admit I'm the same way sometimes. But the difference is I've realized that and I don't want to brag or boast about myself here. I'm certainly not perfect, but I have the capacity for self-reflection necessary to realize to stop and realize who I'm talking to, what position they're arguing from, what they're pay attention to what they're
I have the
saying,
humility to realize that this probably isn't the hill to die on in this particular moment.
Yeah, exactly. And Razor, he doesn't do that. He's a bulldozer. He'll just run over whatever's in his way, and he won't stop long enough to care. He won't analyze the situation before just laying into whoever's in front of him. And that's part of that's the major reason why why everything got so much worse, and he caught so much gas for it. But yeah, that article from John F. Trent, 100%, or yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Trent that wrote it. 100%.
Trent.
Yeah, that is 100% the reason why one of the reasons why he caused so much crap, because nobody could get the context of what he actually said, so everybody assumed the worst and just absolutely tackled him on social media.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to bring up to your point too, is the headlines do a disservice even to the person that's even saying what they're saying, because let's be honest here, people are only going to read the headline and then assume the worst, right? Now locking it behind a paywall means that no one actually even gets to basically go and read what has actually been said versus what the headline has portrayed. That's why it's just stupid, disingenuous bullshit coming out of these people, man. It's crazy to look at. I guess you could say the signs were there. The sign was there for JDA when he said that the Zelda Nintendo Switch game was woke because it features Zelda as a main character. It's like, what are you talking about? It's retarded.
People brushed that aside pretty quickly, and I think
it was crazy, right?
I think he let that die because he realized it wasn't getting clear.
It was a massive red flag right there, saying Zelda was woke when, good lord, oh my god. What the hell?
But yeah, JDA, he is burning way too many bridges, and his usual BS where he burns the bridge publicly and picks a fight with people on social media, and then like a week later he slides into their DMs to smooth things over and be like, "Yo, we're good, right? I don't have any bad blood. I respect your opinion." Something like that.
He did that for several months when he was attacking Bounding in the comics. He would always try to slide in and be like, "Oh, you guys can always just come work for me." It's like, come on, we don't have to fight anymore. Like in his mind, he thought that this was all going to end with us working for Fandom Pulse, working for that dirt sheet of a website. It's like, no, and this is the problem. He's so used to doing this in the Comics Gate circle because he can always, get into fights with Ethan Van Sciver, and then 2 weeks later they're doing streams together like everything's good, even when everything's clearly not good. But the problem is that everyone outside of his little Comics Gate bubble doesn't operate the way that he does. So when he burns bridges, he pretty much burns bridges with people who don't want to basically speak to him afterwards, after the fact. So
yeah.
Not only that, but all of his dirty laundry has basically been spewed out to the entire public now. So, like I said, I don't think anyone's taking him seriously anymore after this.
The other guy, doesn't he have another guy that's like his other partner in crime besides John F. Trent? It was another guy that's been
Vox Day.
This another guy on Twitter, not Vox. It's a new guy that he's hired for Fandom Pulse, essentially, where all he does is champion whatever JDA says. And I don't even know if that guy even plays video games. It was not that. JDA didn't post JDA posted this, but it was that other guy that posted the Kingdom Come Deliverance numbers first, and everyone started dunking on that guy. Let me see if I can find it. Actually, it's been this guy.
Well, recently. I know that there's a guy who's been posting a whole bunch
Hispanic
of
guy, right?
Well, no, So here's an interesting little detail here. This is a meme from someone who supports JDA and Fandom
This
Post
guy,
allegedly.
Found him. Oh, before you go, one real quick second. This is the guy. This is his Twitter account. This guy.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
okay.
I saw this guy. He's a fool.
Just literally sucking off anything JDA puts out. Like, actually has no fucking brain whatsoever. Lifetime gamer. Shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm. So this is a Twitter account here called Mega Seal, and you can see he has a bunch of letters and numbers on here as well. But he posted this one, says that Fandom Post speaks the truth about kingdom come degeneracy too. Also, if you're not Catholic for believing your profile, you're a heretic. So he posted this whole little meme here too, which I'm pretty sure has a lot of things that right for company guidelines and stuff like that. However, what I found out is that apparently this person has blocked me and several other associated connected to me who didn't even know that this account actually existed, which makes me think this is somebody's alt account, because I literally have had no interaction with this person whatsoever, and they've already blocked me, they've already blocked Cassie, they've already blocked Rob and a few other people. So it's like they know us, but we don't know them. So this is someone's alt account here, if you want to throw that out there. So somebody's using this in that Fandom Post circle to go after guys in our circle here. But like I said, all the alt accounts are getting exposed here tonight, apparently.
Oh, also the PlayStation Network was down for literally a whole day, and then GameStop. I'm pretty sure they deleted this tweet because these guys don't have the balls for spicy tweets. But when they do, they always delete them. GameStop tweeted, "Bet y'all want physical copies now." After the PlayStation Network was shut down for like 24 hours.
GameStop waited his whole life for this moment.
I guarantee you that this shit is gone. GameStop.
Wait, real quick. Vox Day. I know that name. I've heard that before in Comicsgate.
He was the guy that Ethan allegedly canceled. I don't know anything about that guy, so I can't say.
He's another one of those like alt-right Christian nationalist types.
Oh, they kept it up. Oh, you got balls. Like Burger King tweeted, "Women belong in the kitchen," and they deleted it. Yeah, pussies. Keep them.
That's not the alternate name of what is it? That's not the alternate name of Vic King, right?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay, just checking, because if that was the case, my head would have unscrewed.
No, but they're all in bed with each other, maybe quite literally. Who knows?
That sounds kind of gay.
It seems very gay.
Well, that is pretty much it. We're gonna wrap it up here in just about 5 minutes because I gotta get some stuff done. I have to have sex with a lot of girls. I gotta go.
Boo! Stream all night. Boo!
Well,
lies.
I don't have access to my money right now because I kind of got frauded. So it's not like I have money to spend, right? It's crazy. You work and get paid. I got nothing right now. I'm essentially broke until fucking Monday or Wednesdays when everything should be back together.
You can drive to the bank though, right?
No, my bank's literally right there. It's like literally a minute walk right there, but it's closed Sunday, so I can't even get a temporary card until Monday after I get off work because my bank opens at 9, but I'll be at work at that point. So, it's bullshit, guys. It's a bullshit day. I was very angry. I had to literally take a nap so I didn't fucking crash out early. I was gonna punch a wall, but it's okay.
Boots.
It's okay. I have the tools to cope with whatever life throws at me. I am good.
Ain't got no job, but I stay shine. Remember that song?
I hate you. So, BS Warren, what you got planned coming up?
Yeah, so right now I'm working on. I mentioned this last night. I'm fresh off of Big Lick Comic Con in Roanoke, which was a huge success. I had a fantastic time. Sold a lot of books. Got to meet a lot of new readers. Got to meet some old readers who are really enjoying Young Monarchs right now, which is awesome. I'm working on getting some new stock back in because I need hella paperbacks. So I'm working on getting that fresh order in. And then April 5th, I believe, if the calendar wants to load. April 5th. Yeah. I'll be in Virginia Beach for Virginia Beach Anime Fest. So if you're there for the day, you should 100% stop by. I'll have a table there. I might get to finally meet and hang out with Alyssa Hazel, she's a horror author. Her husband is not a cryptid on Twitter. Shout out to them. I'm hoping to meet them. I apologize. I'm getting sidetracked. But yeah. Also next year I've got book 1 of the Fist of Terraheim series coming out. I'm working on writing that right now. That is a savage new saga drenched in blood and glory, carved in the wake of a falling star. It's about a young barbarian hero who is called upon to save his homeland by a demonic invasion led by a vengeful immortal who has returned to the frigid tundra of Terraheim to finish the conquest he was denied so long ago. So that's gonna be super high octane, super gory. It's gonna be off the walls insane. You're guaranteed to love it. As with everything that comes out of my pen. But yeah. Also, the Infinite Light Challenge is still running. If you can beat my record of 399 knockouts in Arkham Knight, then or on the Endless Night map in Arkham Knight, then you win free books and merch for life. So you gotta beat the standing record though. So you know,
Yeah.
if I bump that up to like 438, you gotta beat 438. You know, so. Yeah, but yeah, that's what I got going on. And then my landing page is in the private chat there, bswarren.card.co. You can head over there for more information about my currently released novel, Young Monarchs Last Worthy Eight Kingdoms, which is an epic adult high fantasy novel about 8 rural heirs who band together to save their world from all-out war, following an insane week-long bender on mushrooms. And I am plugging way too much stuff, and I'm gonna cut myself off right here. Head over to my landing page for more information. Huh?
Are you not plugging my wife? You want to plug her really hard with your
Just
dick?
end this. End it. Sunday, I got
plug your stuff, please.
Sunday, I got the Bible Lens. Tuesday, I got the Bar Room. I did all new thumbnails for all my videos, so go check it out. We're out of here. Bye. Yeah, see you. Bye. Woo, bye. Peace.
Oh, so society left, just like my dad. But yeah, so I was left with Warren, but that is fine because he's white, and I am always at my best around white people. No, I legit have a lot of content that I want to get uploaded for you guys. My big goal this year, as you guys know, from all the content I have been uploading, is consistent content in a shorter time frame. So I've been really doing good at that. Gonna try and work on getting more videos uploaded for you guys. Podcast episodes uploaded to the podcast platforms. I'm gonna try and work on getting my pre-recorded videos uploaded on Rumble, so that way they're saved just in case anything happens. We did hit the number of hours of watch time and subscribers for the YouTube partner program, so that's also pretty good as well. I'll have to apply for that very soon after this certain thing is off the channel, you know, that I inadvertently did to myself. So yeah, I had a really bad day after I got off work, but it's okay. Things happen. Don't worry. Everything will be okay, Warren. Daddy is here to protect you.
Thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate it. Have a wonderful evening. Make sure you like and subscribe. Follow everybody that appeared here on Twitter.
Don't do that.
And,
nope. Don't give them clout. Nope.
Buy yourself a copy of Young Monarchs. Tune into the Bible Lens with Society Reviews. And
make sure you have sex with women and you jerk off.
Have a great evening.
Yep. So thank you guys for checking out this episode of the